Hi, I'm Nigel Brown. Today we're going to be cooking fish. Fish is the order of the day, and the first recipe we're going to be dealing with is a very nice halibut recipe. Now, not many people bother with halibut because it's such an expensive fish, people tend to think. It's not particularly expensive, it's what you can do with it which makes it into a more flamboyant dish, you might say. So the recipe today is going to be a pan-fried piece of halibut with a Burre Noisette and served with a few almonds with nice traditional peas and mashed potatoes. So we're keeping it very straightforward, very simple, very nice and clean and fresh, and we're going to get started in a minute or so. Okay, so we've got our piece of halibut. As you can see, it's been removed from the main frame, you might say. Now this is a really nice piece of halibut. It's nice and fresh, as you can see. It's nice and white, really good. A good smell. You know, fish needs to smell of just the sea, really, and this is exactly what this smells of, just the fresh sea. Really quite good, nice and firm, as you can see there as well. And the skin, we've got a skin on the side there, but not a problem at this stage, because first of all we need to treat it with respect. So to start off with, we're going to just take a nice slice off here. We're going to go straight down the centre and take our knife, because again it's too large to manage in one go as it is, so we're going to take some nice portions from here. As you can see, it's even too big for my board, but that's not a bad thing. Okay, so we'll put this to one side for now. Now from here we're going to just take a nice halibut steak, so we're just going to, I would say around about here, take a nice slice straight through, and there we've got real succulent fish. Look at that, really nice, meaty and firm as opposed to flaky like your cod and haddock of the world. But from there we can do some nice recipes. So from here we're just going to trim up a little bit. Along this edge we've got a little bit of fatty tissue, so we're going to remove that, because again we don't need that during the cooking process. That can come off. Now the skin is optional, you can leave the skin on or off. I think personally it's nice to leave it on because it gives a nice contrasting colour. And again, some people like to have it on, some people like to take it off. Okay, so from there we've got a nice piece of halibut. So we'll put that to one side for the moment, and we'll talk about the cooking process. The cooking process, what we're going to do is we're going to pan fry this, so it's going to be cooked reasonably quickly with butter and a little drop of olive oil. Okay, so take yourself your pan. Just remove our board out of the way for a second. There we are. We'll take another chopping board. So into our pan we're going to put a little drop of olive oil. Now we're going to combine this with some unsalted butter as well, because if you combine them both together you'll find that it doesn't burn, or it will burn less than it would if it was just all butter. So we're using unsalted butter, so in that goes now. And we're just going to melt this down a little bit. Now we don't want it too intense heat, otherwise it will cook too quickly, the butter, and get the colour which we don't want until the very end. So in goes the butter there. While that's just finishing melting, we're going to season our piece of fish. So again, a little bit of salt and pepper. And so there we go. A bit of pepper. Not too much, just a little sprinkling. Okay, now the butter, as you can see, is melting down. And from about there, we can now add our piece of halibut. Now when you add your fish to your pan, always add its presentation side down first. So this is the fresh side down. Into the pan we go. And we leave that on one side, probably for 2 or 3 minutes, because remember it's quite a thick piece of fish, so it's going to take time for that heat to get through to the densest part, which you can see, as I say, it's quite an intense piece of fish there. So that's just going to be left there just to carry on cooking for 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, it's had 3 or 4 minutes now. We're going to turn it over now and just gently carry on the cooking process on the other side. Now look at that, really quite nice colour, golden brown as opposed to black. And that's because we're using the unsalted butter and a combination of the oil as well. So keeping it there we are. Now again, another little basting. Now if you wanted, you could carry on the cooking process in the oven, just around about 160, 180 degrees, probably another 3 or 4 minutes in the oven, and that would just continue the cooking right through to the very centre. But again, with a bit of care and dedication, you can cook it through quite nicely on the stove top as we're doing here to a nice degree all the way through. Okay, once we've got the cooking process probably 2/3 of the way done, what we're going to do now is we're going to add our flaked almonds. Now again, usually almonds go with trout, but nevertheless it's quite nice served with the halibut steak as well, as you've got the two contrasting textures and flavours. Okay, so in go the flaked almonds, and they'll take on some nice colour and flavour from the butter, and the juices from the halibut, which has been cooked in the same pan there as well. Okay, just while we're waiting for the almonds to take on some nice golden brown colour from the cooking process and the fish to finish cooking, we're just going to take some fresh parsley, remove it from the stalk. Really nice and vibrant fresh green parsley we're using today, and we're just going to lightly chop it so it's roughly chopped to a coarse degree. Not too fine. So we want some nice texture, as we've got, as you can see there. We're then going to take our presentation plate, and now we're going to start the presentation. So first of all, we've got some mashed potato which we prepared earlier here, which you can still see is still steaming and nice and hot. We're going to take a couple of spoons, and we're going to put a nice little bed of mashed potato onto our plate, where we can sit the nice piece of grilled halibut onto the top. And again, we're not going down the road of piping bags and making it all fancy. There's really no need to. You just want real crisp, clean, simple food served quickly and easily. Okay, so the halibut, we're now going to go onto the mash, like so. Now the cooking liquor, as you can see, we've got these nice nutty brown almonds which are now cooking in the butter and the oil. Into there we're going to add some lemon juice with the gas on, and this will make the cooking liquor less greasy but more flavoursome with the lemon juice running through it. With the almonds, as you can see, it almost cuts through the oil, making it into more of a sauce or a dressing sauce than a buttery cooking liquor. So plenty of lemon juice, and it goes. A bit of a swirl, and from there we add our freshly chopped parsley. Again, it's not going to be overcooked at this point, so we're going to keep that nice green colour. Combine it all together. We don't need to season this because we season the fish, remember. And then onto there we can now serve some of the Burre Noisette over the halibut, and around we go. And just to finish off, we'll serve this with nice freshly cooked peas. So we've got the nice potatoes and the peas to complement the halibut. So there we are, pan-fried halibut with Burre Noisette with almonds, peas and mashed potato.